What is up, everyone? I'm going to be playing a racing game called Uphill Rush. Uphill Rush is some of my favorite childhood games to play, specifically motorcycle or racing games that were always fun back in the days. I'm going to be doing a gameplay and describing you some of my childhood memories playing this game. So let's get started, shall we? So in the title screen right here, these are the 4 vehicles you get to play in this game, and I'll show you them, hopefully. So right here is the controls, or how to play, which is basically self-explanatory right here. And not really exciting. So right down here is the high scores, and you can see I actually played once before I started streaming, just so I can play it a little bit right here. And you can see once you finish a cup, or if you fail the cup, you get to submit a score right here, and these just stay there. And these are more games and free games for a site, which I'm not going to go with because that's going to exit the game. And I'm playing this on a game.com if you want to check it out too. So anyway, I'm going to be playing all of the versus mode, all of the versus cup in this video. And basically the timed one is basically the same, except for versus you have someone that is playing against you. And I'm not going to play the timed one because it's basically, you know, the same, and I don't want to really play these same courses again. And this is a racing game, so it has to be interesting. And now something I used to hate was that they used a clock for time mode, because it means that you have to have a specific amount of time to reach to the end of each level. And I used to think that they give me barely enough time to pass each level, but now I just realized that in versus mode, you're basically forced to rush because there's a CPU behind. And even this versus mode has a clock also, hence the name Uphill Rush. And now one thing I noticed today was that you can see right here, you notice that you can still click on the links or buttons that were used to be over here. You see, like, all of these 5 buttons. If I hover over here, you can see my pointer is a hand that is pointing. And this just causes some really weird things, but I'll get into those a little later. So anyway, let's get into the motorcycle cups. And I'm going to try to get every cups right here, and I'm going to unlock the motorcycle cup so I can show you me playing that. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? So basically, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just basically just ride your motorcycle in this one all the way to the end while trying to beat your opponent. And the controls on this one is probably like a standard for like a lot of motorcycle games, since you use the arrow keys to move, like up and down to move. Up is basically the going forward button, and the back is the reverse. And left is leaning backwards, and then the right arrow is leaning forwards. And a lot of motorcycle games I ever played, this is basically the controls that they use. Heck, even the animation that they use for the pose that they use for the lean forward and lean backwards are almost the same, or just basically the same, really, because you have, once you press the left arrow key, you can see that the motorcyclist just basically like flaunts his butt to the second player, or the person at the second place. And then pressing the right, you're basically just standing up. A very good example of a game that also does this is Stunt Dirt Bike, which I might do a gameplay of also. But I'm probably talking a lot right now because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I like to talk about this game since it was one of my favorites. And as you can see, if I do the flips, that gives me extra points. And you can see that I basically completed a level here, and you gotta get to the finish line before the other player does. And as you can see, I basically just did it like a super play. I did a flawless victory on it. And basically, if you win each level 3 times, if you win each 3 levels, you're going to unlock the new mode. In this case, it's normal mode. And as you can see right here, I have the cup that tells me that I have completed easy and now I'm onto normal mode. So, but I'm going to do these modes a little later. I'm going to go into the Actually, you know what? Let's just do it, because there's still things I haven't finished talking about yet. So basically, I also want to mention that you see on the bottom left, there are stars. And now these stars are actually supposed to be placed on each courses. But as you can see in this one, you can see I never collected any of them. Even if you probably look back my other level, the easy mode, I didn't collect anything. Because at first I used to think that stars were somehow removed, because I used to think that this is a newer version. But I just realized, just today, I just found out that the stars are in single player mode, the time mode, so it doesn't exist in versus mode. I might do a time mode just because I want to show you collecting all the stars. But yeah, also I really like the music. I like all of the music in this game actually. Yep. So yeah, if you fall on your face, then you're gonna have to just restart from all the way to the end. And that was the first time failing right there in this video. I probably played this game so long that I pretty much remembered the entire music. I was about to do a 360 flip there, but I thought it was a little too dangerous to do it. Also, every time that you do a 360 flip, you notice on the bottom left, you can see there's a bar that says turbo. Now, if you do 3 of these 360 flips, or otherwise 1080 or 1080 degrees flip, you're going to have a turbo, which is basically a boost. And now let me tell you, the boost in this game is insane, because if you press the Z, which I'm not going to do right now, but I'll do it later, this turbo is incredibly fast. So basically, it's a good idea to not use it in the beginning or midway of the game, because you're not going to see, you don't know what obstacle is going to be ahead of you, and you're probably going to crash and you're going to have to restart again. So there we go, we got hard mode unlocked right there. So we can continue and we can get into hard. Now hard one, this is probably the one that got me the most when I used to play this game. And I actually used to practice a little bit before actually getting to play this, so you wouldn't see me failing so many times. And right there that I crashed, that is some of the parts in hard mode that you didn't see back in normal or easy difficulties. Yeah, again, I played a little bit before I streamed, so this stream wouldn't be so long. You know what? I used to really hate this part because there's like these 2 gaps and then like if I miss one, then you know, that's it. And this part, I used to really like to go slow so I don't hit anything and then just crash. Oh boy, okay. Now I gotta do this again. Yeah, if you're lucky enough, you can, or if you drive fast enough, you can just skip the middle platform and then just go all the way to the end. But since I did not have that much momentum going on, I couldn't really do it. Oh boy, I'm dead again. Yeah, back when I used to play this game, I used to really hate the motorcycle cups because the motorcycles are so fast that it's just... It's just so hard to control the bikes, and most of the time I would just end up failing. So as you can see, I lost all my lives, and this is my score right here. So if I submit it, you can see that my score right here. It says new right there. So I'm just gonna go back to the part where I failed and then just continue. Oh boy, what was that? That was kind of crazy. And also, you notice the jump sign that is at the end right there? Whoa, what the? There it was again. You notice that there's a jump sign, which I'll show you. Oh shit. Yeah, I pressed P, which is basically pause, but for some reason it didn't register. Like right there. You see? Usually they would have the jump button where there's usually a gap. But in some cases, you probably might have saw another jump sign that was near a vine. That, I used to think that was like probably the least useful place to put the jump, you know, sign, because there's not a gap that you have to avoid. And as you can see, I just got second place right there, so I gotta restart. And to be honest, I never heard the you lose sound effect that much, to be honest, since I would always win in these like really easy levels, but I never really played the hard levels until recently. Because in hard levels, I really need to slow down so I don't crash. Yeah, whatever. You know what? Trying to jump past that middle platform seems a little too dangerous to me, so I'm just gonna just you know, do it slowly. In that part with like the little bumps all over the place, that used to make me really concerned a lot, because you know, all those little bumps can really screw you up too. Oh boy, I survived that one. There we go. You saw how fast the turbo was, right? So yeah, don't ever use the turbo in the beginning or in the middle. Only use it at the very end. So here we go. Here's what I was talking about. You see this vine? And before that, there was that jump sign. And basically, you wouldn't even need the jump onto the vines because there is no gap that is underneath. Of course. Oh shoot. They would put a gap there if that was a hard track. But this is a track that you would see in easy mode. So they thought they would be a little more generous to not have a big bottomless pit down there. And probably I might come back, even after I win this cup, I probably might come back and talk to you about all of the obstacles in the Motorcycle Cup. Here we go. I remember the first time that I actually beat this hard mode was I actually I hit jump right there. Is that I actually did not even lose a life. I still had all 5 lives on the top right. And also that helmet color, it reminds me of cheese on the top right, top left. I don't know, it's kind of funny to think about it. Because, you know, it's yellow, so it's kind of like cheese, basically. Oh boy, if I lose, I'm gonna have to go all the way back to the beginning. See, I have no more life left now. Yeah, it's better to do that part slow, though, right there, with that gap. Or just most of these things in general, it's easier to do slow. Oh, that was it. But for some reason my motorcycle just committed suicide. Yeah, this game has a lot of glitches in here, so it's kind of annoying, to be honest. I probably might come back again just to show you some glitches that probably might happen. Yeah, I'm not going to take the vines because that's a little bit too risky, because I probably might crash up there. And I used to think that the vines were really unique because no other obstacles in this cup have the vines, except for this one. Except for that one, though. And I like the background too, like with the birds on the left. They're basically mountain biking. There we go. Look at how crazy fast that was. Yeah, so back then when I used to play this game, motorcycle was really the hardest one. It was just the most annoying cup to play. But this one's probably my favorite now because it's so fast. And I always wanted to drive a motorcycle back then. don't you hate when you play these games and then, like with these obstacles, and then you hit one thing with like one of your wheels and it screws your entire gameplay up? Like that. You know what? It's not worth it to continue now. Just refresh the game. Yeah, it's a little faster rather than wasting my 2 lives. Also, you can see right there. Okay, never mind. You probably saw on the top right map, there was a little gap that showed before I touched that, before I went past that. There was like that vertical gap for some reason. But there actually really isn't a gap in the game. No, I don't even want to continue now, just kill myself. I got to the 3rd level in that ending, and now I'm stuck back here now. And I can't even get past the 1st level. Yeah, you know, like I said, there's used to be glitches. And that was one of the glitches I always experienced, is that if you hit the ground a little bit too fast or too hard, then, you know, the motorcycle might glitch. The reason I like the Motorcycle Cup, is because it's hard. That's why I like it. It's crazy fast, though. And yeah, you can basically watch the motorcyclist just breakdance when he falls off his motorbike. And I remember that when I used to play this game, the degrees, the font for the degrees like 360, 720, or 1080, I remember they used to be a different font before, and then now they changed it, I think. And including the time and the score, I used to think that the font for those were different before. You know, if I crashed right there because I hit the ground way too hard, I wouldn't be frustrated because that's part of the game. That wasn't my fault. Alright, can we beat this one, finally? There we go, finally. We did it. Yeah, I used to never hear this music that I won the cup that often because I usually just never really cared about, you know, getting, you know, these cups. Alright, finally we're done. Now we're on to skateboard. And skateboard is definitely the most relaxing out of all of these, you know, the vehicles or modes, because these skateboards are actually pretty slow in comparison to the motorcycle. The motorcycles are crazy fast, but I actually like this one a lot more than the motorcycle or the quads. I almost lost right there, but we got him. Whoa. Okay, I don't even know what that was, but that was funny. So it's like right here. Like like right there, if I hit space twice, like really fast, I could probably like jump twice as high, which is really awesome. Like that. It only works on those ramps though. And now sometimes the skateboarder doesn't really do that jumping animation sometimes. That happens a lot, but it's not really an issue. That doesn't really affect how the game works. And you might notice that the skateboarder actually has two different animations whenever he jumps with the skateboard. The skateboard either flips like that, or like angles like that. I'm not really sure how to explain it though, but you know, there's two different animations for these, for that. Alright, this should be like a stress reliever considering how many times I failed in the hard mode for motorcycles. I used to like that part of the course because of the fence, and that it has like this black and white design on it. It kind of looks like cookies and creams or Oreos. And I really like it. It used to make me really hungry just to look at it. Alright, this part is something new. That was never introduced in the easy mode. And you saw those stairs, right? Again, this game is super duper glitchy, and a lot of times I would just somehow just fall or just crash at the stairs for some reason, and I really hate that part. And it's in easy mode too, so it should mean that it should be easy to get past, right? But it doesn't. And I also used to think that that loop right there is also pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy, since there's not really any obstacles or you don't have to jump or anything. Yep, I couldn't just shut this level out, right? Oh yeah, also every time that you have to restart a level because either you crashed or you came second place, there's always going to be a tip that shows you at the front before the game starts. It says right here, perform 360 flips to gain turbo. But before, after I completed the second level, it didn't show when I was about to start the third course. Alright, just playing safe right here. I'm not going to go on top of that thing. I almost crashed right there. Wait, what? Wait, how did I fall from that? Alright, right there it says complete 3 levels to get the cup right there. Yeah, I just noticed probably about recently that it actually changed. That it tells me, you know, one of them tells me to get 3 cups to get, you know, to complete the mode, and then the other one is, you know, do 360 flips to get the turbo. I never actually noticed that until like recently that they actually changed. I thought it was just only one tip and that's it, or something. And also that fountain that I just completed right there, that was the hardest part in medium difficulty for Skateboard. But as you saw right there, I actually got really lucky and just completed it first try. Because sometimes, because you have to jump, basically, you have to get there fast though. Because if you go slow, then it's not gonna work. And now this one used to be really annoying because I have to jump over this hot air balloon, and sometimes this slope right there is gonna mess me all up. And that one was pretty easy with the thick fence right there. And also, if I use the left or right arrow keys, you might notice that the person or whoever this skateboarder actually does lean back and forth. Does lean like a little bit right there, see? Yeah, it's not really noticeable when you're going this fast, but if you stop, then it's a little easier to see. Yeah, I pretty much never completed most of the cups in this game back when I was younger. Probably because, like, I thought the easy levels were already fun enough that I wouldn't even need to have any extra levels to do. And those hard levels will probably kill me anyway. Alright, I have to be really careful about this one since this one screws me up the most in hard difficulty. And also that part. If you do like a 180 flip before you even touch the top of the fence, you might just crash, and that used to be really annoying. Oh shoot. Okay, that was a little bit too early, but actually we did it. So what I was talking about was back in that part where you have to do like a, where I was talking about the 180 flip before you hit the top of the fence and then you crash. Now one time I actually played this, I actually somehow got stuck and the top of my skateboard was on top of that fence and then my character was underneath the fence, so basically that fence was basically sandwiched in between my character. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but hopefully you get what I mean. And for some reason my character didn't even crash right there. So like basically my character was like hanging upside down. Alright, now we're on to quad. And now, here we go. I used to think that the person that was driving this used to kind of look like my mom, considering the dress that this person is wearing. And I used to think that my mom would probably wear these types of clothes too. And the sandals too. Because, you know, a lot of women like to wear sandals. And about that helmet on the top left about the lives, I used to think that that helmet, the yellow one, fit a lot better than the blue one that this person is wearing right now, because it fits with the yellow theme that this person is wearing. And now in this course, you're going to see quicksand, and that's basically like a bottomless pit also, but it has an animation, which I'm not really going to show you right now though, but you know that quicksand right there. And this is the only course out of, this is the only cup out of all of those other four that has the quicksand. Has like a unique like crash animation. And also, you notice that this bump right here, I used to think that this was supposed to be another obstacle, but it's supposed to be the finish line. And I also used to think that the, oh wow, you can actually click on it though, right here. Basically just pretty much opens like a new link or something. We're not going to do that right now, just in case. But you can see this, like this gap, this bump right there. I used to think that's an obstacle, but it's supposed to be the finish line. I used to think that you can see that right here, the sign is probably like right around here, which is not where this bump is. I used to think that it might have looked a little better if the sign was placed in the middle of this bump right here, but for some reason they didn't do that, which kind of bothered me. But we did it. And as you can see at the end right there, it kind of has that same shaped bump too. Oh yeah, also, whenever I used to play these racing games, this versus mode, I used to hate that they would show an arrow at the right instead of at the left, because that tells me that I'm really far behind. And that's not really good if you want to win. because you want the character to be at the you want the arrow at the left, meaning that the character is behind you, the CPU is behind you. But we got him. Okay. Alright, let's see. Huh, no one's watching my screen here. Oh yeah, now that I completed all these levels, all these cups in easy, now it unlocks this motorcycle cup. So I'm just gonna continue doing this. I'm gonna get all these cups right here. Down, 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 down. And because I never really played the medium difficulty or hard mode difficulty for these, is because, you know, I just never really completed them. But it just kind of they almost look the same with easy and normal difficulty. And now that part usually really gets me playing this, because you have to like jump like perfectly so you don't hit anything. So you don't hit that sand tide thing. I was gonna show you those like 3 like little bumps, like the little tide, mini tide things earlier, but you know, I already passed it and I'm already way too far ahead now. Oh yeah, by the way, quad is a little bit harder to do 360 flips because it's very heavy. And now I want to mention that this part right here, this part actually kind of looks like the part before the loop in the motorcycle cup. If you probably go back and see that this part, that they almost look the same, so it's kind of like they borrowed the same shape of this hill. So in Motorcycle Cup, this is like basically right here, this is probably where a loop, but for this one, the quad, they changed it to like a hill because it's probably, they don't have loops for this one. It's probably because it's really hard to maneuver these things. And also, this part, I used to think that they look like little mini tides things, like little mini waves. And I used to never see that in the easy mode, but in medium there is. So like this one, right in the beginning. You see? This did not exist in the easy mode, only in medium and hard. And I remember that these hard difficulty courses used to be like medium or hard difficulties used to be like really kind of like scary because, you know, I never experienced those. They look so new to me. Oh yeah, that's what happens if you touch the quicksand. You just sink into it. Is that it kind of, so anyway, so like these like new like obstacles kind of scare me because I've never seen them before, so I might have like a higher rate of crashing. Oh boy. Okay, that was kind of close right there. Oh, but I'm dead. Well, I just landed right in there though. So like I mentioned about how the medium and hard difficulty stages scared me. It's kind of like saying, like, I used to always swim. Yeah, basically I like swimming. So it's basically like, easy mode is basically like swimming in like the shallow area, but going further into the pool, the hard and medium difficulties are like the deep side of that pool. So it's like almost the same thing, but it's like more exaggerated kind of thing, if that makes sense. The sparkle from the background right there actually looks really nice. Yeah, this is hard difficulty that I'm playing right now, but it's not as hard as the motorcycle one, since, you know, that one is crazy. So after this one, I'm going to go to the Monster Truck Cup. And remember how I said that this person looks like a woman? Or it looks like my... Yeah. Or looks like my mom? It's because... I don't know, it probably might have the shape of like a man or something, but... It's probably supposed to be a guy, since no woman you never see a woman that would drive a quad. Alright, here we go. Now we're going to the Monster Truck Cups. Now the monster trucks are the hardest to maneuver, or like flip or turn. So basically you can't really do 360 flips on this thing. And it would be really awesome if you could actually get a turbo doing it, because you gotta do that flip 3 times. These things are so heavy you can't even turn, like right there how I crashed. Yeah, I played the easy mode for this for a little bit recently, but for medium and hard, I never really experienced much of it, so most of those stages I'm just playing blind. So yeah, that part, that's really annoying where you think you might get past that, but you accidentally touch the top and then just crashes the monster truck. Or like right there, I could just jump past that, jump over it. Well, you can actually hide in there, like it's like if there's like gonna be like a rainstorm going on, you could just park your monster truck over there. Yeah, I'm not really gonna explain a lot about this because there isn't really, since this wasn't a level that I played. I don't think I even played this when I was younger. But here I am. And back then I used to really like monster trucks, but I don't know, for some reason I just didn't want to get the cup. I didn't unlock it. Probably because, you know, like because of like getting all like, you know, cups for these easy modes were like really hard or something, but because of I used to play these games on my dad's computer, it used to be pretty laggy or something, that it was just so hard to control. Alright, we're on to normal difficulty. Alright, this is something that didn't exist in the easy difficulty, that giant ball thing. And just like the one with the vines from the motorcycle cup, there isn't a bottomless pit that you have to jump over, really. Because they would usually just, again, they would usually put the jump sign before like a gap that you would have to forcibly jump over, but this one, you probably wouldn't even need to jump or something. Alright, probably you might have to, but it's not that you have to jump over a bottomless pit this time. It's just that you gotta jump so you can climb the ball of death. And I gotta be slow right here so I don't hit the roof of this thing and crash. Yeah, if I probably jump, I'd probably just screw up. I don't even know how to get you know what? Just screw it. I don't even think I can beat it now. Now that I only have one life. Yeah, be careful not to jump right there. Oh, so that's what you're supposed to do? Is to actually jump on that thing? I always thought I had to run underneath it. But okay. And when I used to think about playing the monster truck cups, I used to think that, yes, I know I always say I used to think a lot because I'm talking a lot about the past when I used to play this game. I'm not sure if you can get to the top rectangle thing right there, but I think I can go underneath it. And that might be a little safer to do. I think that's what the CPU did right there. That's a lot of jump signs right there. I think I just forgot to mention that, again, when I used to think that when these motorcycles crashed just by like falling onto the roof, landing on the roof on the ground, I used to think that like it wouldn't have that much animation. It would just fall. It would just be upside down. That's what I used to think. But they actually supposed to explode and the tires just fall off screen. Oh yeah, that's why I tell you to not jump that area. And I don't know why I even did that. Yep, so normal, it's basically like playing about like 50% blind at this point. But for hard, it's basically 100% blind. Alright, I was lucky right there. Okay, we got it. Oh shoot. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be worth it anyway. Because like I was so far behind because I couldn't get past that box. Yeah, going underneath that thing is probably a little safer, but you know, just go slow. I think I might explain more about my childhood times playing this game in a separate video or in another stream, because like, you know, I'm so concentrated on getting past the levels right here. Oh shoot. Come on, let's go. Nice. I actually got past that one. That was pretty close. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna play 100% blind for this one. And I think that was from hard. That is a hard course. Hard obstacle right there. But as you can see, I passed it with ease. I'm not sure if that one was too, but this definitely is, because that's such a big gap right there. With those like 7 barrels, I think. I don't know if they're from the easy or medium. I never saw them though. I also thought it was like really nice touch to have like the game logo on some of the obstacles. It's like kind of like a promotion kind of thing. Oh shoot, I jumped way too early right there. I think I can click on those links also if I pause at the right time. which I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that if you're gonna play time mode or versus mode, I just forgot. Let's see. Okay, that was okay. That was a notification right there. Yeah, you can actually click on it. I'm pretty sure on that other one I could also. There we go. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can click on that one also. Shoot. Yeah, that thing at the end right there. I actually have a motorcycle, Hot Wheels, I think, from like back in like 2009 or something. I still have it today, by the way, and I actually brought it to school once for sharing, because like I think there was like some other like students that were sharing their things, so I went to take out my thing also, and I still remember that today. So I was like, today for sharing, I got a monster truck. And I still remember that I had I remember that someone used to like interrupt my speech during that time when I shared my monster truck, and the teacher was like, are you, my name, really. But I'm not really going to tell you my name though. Yes, I still remember that. And also, I have the front of the motorcycle actually had a chip, and I still remembered that the chip has been there for quite a long time though. And I actually did ride a motorcycle. I actually did ride a monster truck back then, back in 2009 also. That actually, shoot. Back in Playland or P&E in Vancouver, and it was probably like the craziest thing, like pretty much pretty much the best thing that I ever done at Playland was to ride that monster truck. It was amazing though, and I never forgot about it. And like the next time that if I were to go to Playland, I'll probably take that wooden roller coaster, because I used to play another game called Roller Coaster Creator, which is also an online game. And I used to like roller coasters a lot, despite not even riding one of them at my entire life. So I might actually get to ride one day, and hopefully I don't barf when I actually do it. Maybe there is a reason to have so many jump signs in the beginning right here. That ball, that giant metal ball is pretty low resolution. Because it's pretty pixelated. A potato, really. Somebody took it off a potato. You know, potato recorded footage or potato cameras. You see how pixelated that thing is? I don't even know if like the developers even cared about it. Or if something went wrong when, you know, converting it to Flash. You don't even need to jump to get past that thing, to be honest. And also, you might have not noticed, or probably might have noticed, that there's actually like an invisible wall at the end of each finish line in the Monster Truck Cup. That probably didn't exist for like any other cups, like the motorcycle, skateboard, or quad. Only the motorcycle one for some reason. Hopefully I can play this. Hopefully I can beat this all in one night. Because we got like, you know, a couple more. Got a couple, like one more like mode to go, and that's it. I'm not even frustrated by that. That kind of surprised me or scared me actually, because I didn't realize that the bounce from the motorcycle from the monster truck just screwed me up. I was a little bit nervous on that one though. Okay, that was close. We got it. Okay, can we beat it? Yeah, I mashed the space key right there. Alright, that's it. Let's go. So basically, this last one is basically just like a compilation of all, all four, modes. All four vehicles together. So you have to beat 4 levels to get the cup, rather than just 1. And you might have noticed that, even though I'm playing on easy, you might have noticed that some of these courses, or some of these obstacles are actually from other difficulties other than easy. And that might be a little bit intimidating if you did not complete like normal or hard difficulties for any of those cups. So if you just only finished easy mode, then those would be the, these are something new to discover. Yeah, this part of this skateboard course is actually kind of crazy right there. And also, I used to really like this part of the the skateboard course, because of like, the agame.com logo. And you can actually ride on top of it, which I used to think it's supposed to be like really, it's like, it feels like it's really good to go on top of it. And it kind of like connects with this diagonal, or this silver like rod thing. And if I did it better right there, I could have done some loops, done some flips actually. Yeah, you can't jump for that all the time. That's what's really annoying. I also really like how in these versus races, the CPU has like 1 second before they actually start to move. So it's like, it's giving you a head start. Like, they're so nice to you. I decided to hit space right there, just in case if I didn't, get past that gap. And for some reason, I feel like it's really strange how the skateboard level came after the quad. Because if you look in the title, or like the menu, the skateboard cup is before quad, is above it. But for some reason, this one, quad comes before the skateboard. So at first I used to think that it's like, they just gave out like, they put like each of these different vehicles at like random. Oh boy, I'm gonna lose this one, aren't I? Yeah, I did. I used to think that it was gonna be like they were gonna mix it, like maybe like next time the skateboard was at the it was gonna be first, and then quad at second, motorcycle third, and monster truck fourth, or like something like that, so on. Yeah, getting around these boxes is a pain in the ass. And that was the end. For some reason, the motorcycle just went flip. It just crashed. Now I gotta start all over again. That was really frustrating. Because the motorcycle didn't even want to get past that box. How ironic is that? That you just get to the end, and then you just die. And then you just no longer come back. You gotta restart. And I used to think that the background right there is supposed to be like some British looking neighborhood or some place or like that. Because like all the like old fashioned styled buildings. And I used to think that like the reflections right there, they look like the gates to like heaven or something. But it's supposed to be water. Like the reflections. You can see the buildings reflecting off of it. But it doesn't even look like water, to be honest. It just looks like it's like if you fall down there, it's gonna be like you're gonna be somewhere else. Come on, like, don't even screw me up at the ending right here. Alright. We're just going to just keep playing, and I'm gonna get all these trophies. Whoa, okay, what was that? Alright, I'm just gonna play it safe right here. And also, what I really don't like about Twitch is that you can't save your streams forever, your past streams forever. So like after 14 days or 60 days, like they would get automatically deleted. That's what I really don't like about Twitch. But you know, I use Twitch so I can live stream. Because it's since a lot of more people use Twitch to live stream rather than YouTube. Okay, that is something I just never found out about. Yeah, you noticed right there it says complete 3 levels to complete the cup. They didn't even change the number 3, they just kept it as that. Despite there's 4 levels actually. And the first time that I played that part in the game, that obstacle, I didn't even know what that circle was. If you look at the top right, I thought it was like a giant ball that was there just floating. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Complete 3 levels. Yeah, right. There's 4, you idiot. I think I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. When you start a level for the first time without crashing or, you know, losing, getting second place, then it wouldn't, like, let's say, if you pass a level like what I just did, and then you get to the next level, unlike right now, because like I completed all of them. If you complete one like fraction of a level and you're like on the second one, or let's say in the beginning, it's not going to show you like some tips when you first play the game. You know what? I'm just gonna show you. So like you can see right here, it doesn't show any tips, but if I crashed, then it's going to. Like right there. I never noticed that until recently. And here we go. I'm just gonna fail miserably here. Well, the turbo doesn't activate, or doesn't really do anything, or is effective if you're in the air rather than if you're on the ground. So try not to use, or try not to press Z if you're in midair. Yep, those two tips tells you like get, get all the cups to beat game, or complete 4 levels to win the cup, or that 360 thing. I don't know, a lot of these, like these shapes of like the obstacles right here, some of them look like tides, really, or just waves that you would see in the ocean. I'm just gonna play it safe right now. Oh yeah, that fountain that I just passed by earlier, I think that was the only ever time that they ever put the fountain, is right next to that cookies and cream fence thing. Once again, playing it safe. Okay, yeah, that is something I should mind. Is that annoying part where you think we're like 50% of your skateboard is like on the ground, but the half of it isn't, so you just somehow end up crashing. And as you can see, I actually got pretty well with that fountain thing. Alright, can I beat this one? That will be end of my frustration with this game. And I'll never touch this game again. Oh yeah, it's also kind of bothering that they don't show you like the level progress for the CPU. It only shows the level progress for yourself. Let's see. Oh shoot, I just lost because I hit that top thing. I got a little bit too nervous right there because I thought that the second player was about to get past me. Yep, another instance where I lost at the very end. If I could have passed that, I would have won, but here we go again. Now I'm back in the beginning. I was about to refresh, but like, you know, I don't think it's... You know, let's try to beat this level. You know, without refreshing. And also, right over here, back then, I used to think that or like pretty much recently, I thought that this was supposed to be like a statue or like a bust of like a person's head, like Michelangelo, but it doesn't even look like it now that I paused it. Because like most of the time that I thought it was most of the time that I used to think that it was Michelangelo, it was probably because I never paused the game, so I always just went past it, so I kept mistaking it for it. Michelangelo. It would be awesome if it is, though. If I beat the motorcycle cup, I should be at least safe. Since the quad cups and the skateboard ones are pretty easy. And also, the animation for this person, when I hold the space or if I lean forward, they almost look exactly the same, except for if I press jump, if I press the space button, you can see he kind of, or if I press the right arrow key, he is like leaning a little bit forward. But if I press space, he's like, standing straight. Yeah, there's that fountain that I was talking about earlier. And I'm not sure if that... I think that, like that green, like fence things, green railing things, I think those are supposed to be introduced in the intermediate levels, I think. And I used to think that the kid, or the person that that was skateboarding, he kind of looks like an average like gangster person or like a cool dude would look like back in like the early 2000s, with the hair back, with the hat facing backwards. I used to think that he kind of looks like Justin Bieber. I don't know why. Thank God my motorcycle didn't crash because from landing way too hard. Alright, we did it. We got all the courses completed. And you can see I ended with 153,500 points. And then it says I won the cup. So that is it for the versus cups. And next I'm going to be doing the timed one, but I probably might have to take a break for now, so I'm just gonna probably end it right now. Alright, bye. Or I don't know if I'm going to be doing these courses, but we'll see. I'll show you how to get all those stars that are in these modes.